Have you heard of intuitive eating? Eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full is terrible advice. It might make logical sense if satiety and hunger were tied to the fullness of our stomach, but it's not. It's not like, oh, my stomach is empty. I should fill it, and now I have added sufficient mass to make it full, so I will stop. But that's not how it works. Your body knows what it needs, and hunger cues are one way it asks for it. Your body is like, listen, I need a bunch of nutrients, including 9 essential amino acids that I can't make myself. So you're going to have to eat it. But you just gave me noodles and tomato sauce? That's not going to cut it. Keep going. And so we can eat to a caloric excess while still being deficient in important macro and micronutrients that our bodies need to run efficiently. We can actually gain weight while still being malnourished. Your body is smart enough to ask for what it needs, but highly processed foods are so far from what our cells have been trained by millennia of evolution to look for that they get confused by our modern diet and send the wrong signals asking for more. And if Ozempic has taught us anything, it's that hunger and satiety happens in the brain, not the belly. If you've tried fasting, you've experienced this. You've felt how hunger pangs come and go, often around times, habits, and even emotions that normally cue us to eat. But once the body switches into the more efficient energy source of ketosis, then it stops screaming for the quick energy that it's used to getting. If you want to adopt an intuitive eating approach, you'd first have to avoid all processed foods, added sugars, food additives, and chemicals that get in the way of accurate messaging. And you'd have to establish a diet that you know meets all of your micro and macronutrient needs. It's not impossible to retrain your brain and body, but it would take months of tracking everything, correcting blood glucose levels and insulin response, becoming metabolically flexible, and avoiding all processed foods, refined grains, and sweets before you get there. I don't know about you, but I don't have the stomach for it. Processed foods are too ubiquitous, and our entire culture is so far from a healthy diet that it is irresponsible to promote eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full. That doesn't mean that you have to be hungry all the time. When you track what you're eating, you get the right nutrients to set off the mechanical and endocrine signals from the gastrointestinal tract that reach regions of the brain involved in the regulation of appetite. But most of us would guess wrong about what that looks like until we establish a habit using a tool to help. So here's my free plug for MyFitnessPal, my favorite free app for tracking food. It's not about restriction or willpower or listening to your body. It's that our food system has stacked the cards so hard against our intuition that overcoming it is going to take more than intuitive eating.